everyone, and welcome. Today is quite a sad day in not just Formula One terms, but also it marks the end of an era. Some of you may have heard today that Williams the Williams family, are pulling out of Formula One. Frank and Claire Williams, and all of them included. And the Williams name will no longer be in Formula One. As I said, this marks the end of an era, but it also has other implications, and today I want to talk a little bit about that. But also, I just want to give my own thoughts. First off, we'll start with how this came about. A few weeks ago, Doralton Capital, an investment firm that we don't know much about, bought Williams over. The deal was signed over by Claire Williams, which meant that the ownership and something that Williams had built on, it is a family, or was, a family-owned team, the only one to survive in Formula One, and now that is no more. It's quite sad, but also just with all the history that's gone off of that's all wiped now. It means pretty much nothing. But when you look back at over, obviously the few seasons, from about 2015 onwards, you could see in 2014 that they were maybe doing it somewhat well, and then, I suppose, the results started slipping, and ultimately, if you have, as McLaren saw, a one or two bad seasons from one, you're marked as a bad squad, and I think, sadly for Williams, that's kind of what happened. Obviously, they were so proud of their heritage. They could have done something like a Racing Point. They could have gone and bought some parts off Mercedes, but they wanted to remain a family business, and that possibly could be to their detriment. We don't know if the full Williams name, in terms of Williams F1, is going to go. I assume it will, because there's no need for Doralton to keep it. So it'll probably be Doralton Racing. Who knows? It could be a title sponsor. It could be something like... Honestly, at this stage, I have no idea what it could be. And that is possibly quite scary, because, just with everything going on. We do know, though, that the team members and everybody in the team are safe. Obviously that is the major thing. That's something that I suppose the Williams family put forward first. This secures the team's existence in Formula 1. We're not going to drop down to 9 teams, and that's above all the history, above everything else, the nostalgia. That's probably better than losing a name. And, I suppose you have to kind of think about that. They have secured this team, and if that means that, all the history's gone, then so be it. At least we have 10 teams. And I suppose now this allows Williams, or whatever you want to call this team now, the opportunity to go and try and get some points. I wouldn't be surprised if they go for a few deals with Mercedes. Maybe do a few more sponsorship deals. The car is very bleak in terms of sponsors. That's something that they will be looking to change, to be able to remember. They are an investment firm. At the end of the day, it's not going to be run like a family anymore. This is going to be run as a business. And this is not the first time this is happening. And I think this possibly could happen to more teams. Obviously, they're not family run. It doesn't mean it can't still happen. And all across the world, in all different sports, things like this are happening as well. The likes of these investment firms are coming in, forcing the little man out, and running this as a business. If that's something that, Formula 1 is now, then you have to question, is this a sport anymore, or is this just another kind of money-making thing? Of course, Formula 1 needs to make money. Of course, the teams need to make money. That's how they can afford to be in the sport. I'm not denying that for 1 second. But you have to ask yourself, does there become a point in time when the business gets in conflict with the racing, with the actual thing that the fans have turned out to watch? We've seen that in rugby they're trying to get a foothold, definitely in soccer. There are multiple buyouts of teams from investment firms and just rich Saudi people. Anyway, let's not get into that. So there you have it. The Williams team is no more. Frank Williams, Claire Williams, and all of them now have stepped down from the Italian Grand Prix this weekend onwards. So go on and watch this Grand Prix, everyone, because this is history in the making. Good or bad. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you a little later on. Goodbye.